youtube.com/MayhewMayhem. That's youtube.com/MayhewMayhem.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I am your host, my name is Michael Mayhew, and I am here with my co-hosts,
Greg, and once again we are joined by everybody's favorite butt pirate.
What's up? I'm Dale. For all you listeners out there who have an iPhone or an iPod or any type of device that connects to iTunes, remember, 30 Minutes of Mayhem is available on iTunes. All you have to do is search Mayhew Mayhem. That's MayhewMayhem.
You can also donate Minutes of Mayhem via PayPal to help us become a better show. Just use the email address in the description. For those of you who don't know, it's 30minutesofmayhem@gmail.com.
Also, while you're on Instagram taking pictures of your food to share with the world, don't forget to check out Poking the Fungus Photography. Poking the Fungus Photography is responsible for my photo and Larry's photo whenever he's on here. So that's Poking the Fungus Photography on Instagram. Take a second, quit taking pictures of your food to share with the world, and follow Poking the Fungus Photography for great pictures. This is the 20th episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem, and tonight we are doing something a little different, not only because there's only 3 hosts on here tonight, we're going to give you, the listener, something special. We're going to have 3 guests on tonight, 1 guest for each topic that we are going to talk about. Our first guest of this episode, he's been on a couple episodes before, Greg's brother, the better looking one of the two, or at least according to him, Scott.
You, Mike, I guess.
No,
Oh,
he's
I mean-
the better one. He's the better looking one according to me too.
Oh, well, I mean, Scott was telling me that he was the better looking one of the two, and I was like, honestly, there's 4 of you, so why are you cutting the other 2 brothers out? Depends on who we're talking about here, because Nick told me that Luke was the best looking one.
Well, of course he would.
Haha, get it? Pedophile joke. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Our first...
Cinema?
Our...
Wait. Who's the bigger one? 'Cause I love me some biggins.
Let's just get right into it. This has been in the news for a while now, but I just really want to get you guys' thoughts on this because I think it's a lot closer to happening than what we really want to give it credit for. The Amazon delivery drones. Dale, what do you think about this shit?
Well, since it's pretty much already in the testing stages, it will happen very soon. I like the idea, however, I can see a lot of stuff going wrong with this. The drones will be out of range from controller unless they have somewhat of like different mobile sites across the country or any way possible to control this, or antennas for that matter. B, somebody shooting it down and getting a free package of whatever the fuck it is. But also one more is the fact that along with kind of not really going out of range, but a craft of something, hits it. Like I said, I like the idea because I think it's cool. It's, of course it's something new and, technology has gone a long way, but I can see flaws with the system.
I think one of your biggest points was people shooting it down. I think they have to design a little bit better to where if such a situation happens, or like say it just, gets out of range, whatever it may be, and it crashes, that the package should be in some sort of device that basically locks itself upon like crashing. The only way the box can be opened is with like
Code or something.
that Amazon possesses and no one else does.
Well, not only that, like maybe like whoever bought it. Yeah, like maybe they send out, it's like, here's this code to open up the box.
In your confirmation email, yeah.
Scott, what do you think?
When I first saw the video, I saw the video, CBS was what it was, and they were talking about it, and of course it was. I found it interesting for the first part, and I don't know. My first feeling was I thought it was stupid. The first feeling was I thought it was stupid. What so many things could go wrong. I don't know what Dale said that shooting them down. Of course, then the packages would have the packages themselves would have to be like some durable plastic or whatever. From the video, it's almost as if it's like they would only do that in like I think they were thinking only of like suburban areas. The
Yeah.
country, you wouldn't be able to get that shit. It would come regularly?
Personally, I think it's neat. Personally, think it's a good idea. It allows people to get their packages sooner and without much problem. They have said that there is obviously going to be a weight limit. Can't even remember how much. I think it was like 25 pounds or something like that. They obviously can't carry like, I don't know, like
A sex
about
doll?
yeah, like
A
just
what?
a sex doll. I think honestly for just like simple light stuff it's perfect because people will get it within 30 minutes of them ordering it. I'm actually excited about it.
I think it's going to have uses, but like Scott was saying, only for certain areas. Move back to Florida. Where I live in Florida, in middle of fucking nowhere. So there is no way in hell that they're ever going to use them here. But if they use them in the bigger areas, it's going to lighten the load, like the workload, and it may, in fact, help somebody like myself get my packages sooner because there'll be less packages to be delivered overall the old way. What I'm saying is, like, think about it. Say there's 100 packages to be delivered, period, and they all have to be delivered the old way. It's going to take longer because they're going to have to make more stops. Well, say with both of the ways combined, this drone and the old way, and say 75 of them packages can be delivered via drone. It's going to take them a hell of a lot less time to deliver the 25 packages that can't.
And what about in the winter? Like, what if gears start freezing up?
Yeah, that's
There would have to be weather restrictions for that.
yeah. They're obviously
Like if they're in a blizzard and shit like that.
yeah. You're not getting your shit, just like you ain't getting your mail if the mail trucks can't drive. That's
They should also have a miniature air traffic control for the for those little guys.
Well, I mean, like I said, they're gonna have to have like satellites or satellites, yes, antennas around, or some type of little mobile command stations, depending on where they're at.
right. They were talking about hubs and the
Yeah,
thing
that's what I
like the
mean. That's
different
what I mean,
hubs.
like
Yeah,
little hubs.
yeah. That
So
sounds
like maybe one hub per district.
yeah, something like that. There's still a lot that needs to be worked out. And Dale's problem that was brought up that I completely agreed with was people shooting them down, and they need to figure something out about that. Because you know damn well, sorry, but you only have to have some half-drunk redneck be out back with a shotgun and just going over top of him. He's gonna let me see if I can
Yeah.
shoot that shit. He don't even have to be a redneck. I'm sorry, but if one was flying over and I'd bust out one of my paintball guns and just be like, boom, 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 just to see if I could hit it. You know what I mean? I would have to. It would be an impulse. It would just have to happen at that point in time.
They're gonna have GPS and shit to like mark the location.
Where they took the shots from.
Yeah, and police are gonna have to like engage and shit like that. And imagine if it had like a little cannon on it or something. Somebody goes to shoot at it, it's just like acquiring target, maybe like a beanbag or something like that. I mean, that shit still hurts.
I think it would be funny if you were in Dog the Bounty Hunter. He carried the paintball guns that had the mace, like the mace balls or whatever in them, the pepper spray balls. Or they just fucking have like a paintball gun like attached to it, and it just shoots out like fucking. Instead of paintballs, it just shoots mace balls. It's like, oh, shoot at me, pum pum pum.
Hmm.
And then you're like mace playing in your backyard, screaming because the fucking drone just shot at you with a fucking mace. You just got maced by a drone. It would be funny as fuck to witness that happen to someone. You're out there drinking beers and they're like, holy shit, I'm gonna see if I can shoot that down. Boom, 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 boom. It's returning fire. Boom, 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 boom. Ah! You know, it's like, I got maced. And they're like, holy shit. You know, I'd be dying.
If I was like one of my buddies, or like I was one of the people there, and like my buddy was doing that, I would laugh so hard.
Everybody's like running for fucking cover as the as the drone's trying to deliver a package and it's like just spraying like paintballs down at you for being a prick. It returns fire while it plays Fortunate Son.
Yeah, I was just flying at first, and I was like, boom, 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 boom.
No, it'd go drop off the package and come back and just light up your house a little bit more. It would just when it flew back over, it'd just be like pum 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 pum, and you'd be running screaming in different directions. You didn't even do anything this time. It's just like I had business to attend to, but now
Or
I'm on the
or
way back to the. So fuck you.
or
It's just like chilling,
or
like,
what
hovering
if the
around your
magic was a
house.
bomb? What if you got it from a neighbor that you hated or
If
that was hated by? You know.
Maybe it come from North Korea because that's the only way they could get bombs to us.
I mean, like the thing's like coming back and it's like just hovering right outside your house, just won't let you leave. Like it's like right there.
Every window you go to, it just lights up with the paintball gun. You're like, how the hell does this thing have like infinite ammo up there? Scott, I want to thank you for coming on. I don't know how many times you've been on, but again for being on the show again. And we would definitely get you on again at some point for a full show.
Well, thank you for having me on.
And for our second guest of this episode, we have something that's new to our listeners. Well, not really new. We've had one of these before. We have another female, and her name is Raven.
Hello.
So, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Excited to be here.
You're a listener of the show, so
I am.
it's exciting to have someone that's like a fan of the show be on the show. But the topic we brought you on to discuss is, have we become too dependent on technology? Dale, what do you think?
Yes, we have. Unfortunately, we could do with less technology, but we have.
Wow, that was like the most.
That was so deep.
Yeah, that was like
But you didn't ask why.
Well, god damn it, you know how this works.
I'm just kidding. Calm down. I'm just kidding. Yes, we have, and I'll tell you why. It is the fact that a lot of people become lazy only due to the fact of taking things so much easier for us. For instance, back then, you get up to change the channel on the TV, whatever, or you get up and look around for the remote. Well, now you have stuff on your phone or your tablet to where you can change the TV volume, channel, whatever it is you want. You can change it right there. And now we're not gonna have any more pilots. All airplanes are gonna fly themselves. We're gonna be. I mean, kids nowadays are just gonna sit inside. My mom actually took a picture. It was before my niece's birthday party, and I had my niece and my nephew and a couple of my, I guess you would call them second cousins or whatever, and all of them all looking down with their phones and Game Boys in their hands and stuff like that. So it's unfortunate that we have. I remember when I was a kid, going outside playing all the time. Now you got these kids who don't want to do anything except sit on the computer, Facebook it up, Twitter it up, play and stuff like that, and instead of getting it out and using their imagination. So, and not just like kids, society. Now we have factories where these robots and stuff are making automobiles and stuff like that. It's taking away the jobs from the people.
They took our jobs.
They took our jobs, but yeah, it's we've come quite dependent on it, and now, but it will be ultimately our downfall. Like hackers or stuff are hacking into our networks and whatnot, and
it's funny. It's funny. I agree with you, but it's funny. While you were going on your spiel there, thinking basically getting to the point that the whole Terminator series is going to happen. When you were basically trying to get to that point, I seen out of the corner of my eye this little light on my Droid Razor Max blinking, and I was like, oh, something's going on my phone. And I picked up my phone and looked to see why my phone was blinking while you were talking about the topic. I couldn't resist the urge to look to find out why there was a blinking light going on my phone, which happened to be my ESPN app at the point. But I had to look at it. I couldn't just sit there and let it blink. I had to check it. I could have easily just flipped my phone over and said, I'm taking care of business right now, but I'm like, no, what the fuck is this? Perfect example.
I'm kind of on the fence with the whole thing. Like, I know for people like me and Mike, we use technology to try and make money and try to, at least start to try and make a living. Try to sell art on the internet. So far, it hasn't gone well, but I'm still learning the ropes with learning how to sell. That being said, I watched my daughter the entire summer. She didn't play outside once that I know of because she sat in here on my computer and played Minecraft all summer long. That sucked. Like, I tried so hard to get her off of there and go outside and play. It's nice out, maybe go to the pool like I used to when I was a kid because we didn't have fucking Minecraft.
Right.
But like Mike was saying, the compulsion is there. You can't not check it. If you see that your phone's blinking or you've got a message on Facebook, if there's a compulsion to check it. You can't let it go. So that's not good either for our psyches, I think.
I have to agree, but I gotta defend social media just a little bit real quick. I would rather just, message them on Facebook or keep contact with them through Facebook rather than like them having my cell phone number. So, a way that they could contact me any point in time that they wanted to, because even though I have a Facebook app on my phone, say I don't have tremendously good service, I'm not going to know that they contacted me, but if they have my cell phone number, they could call me at any point in time. Maybe, I'm just like, I'm just going to let that go to voicemail. But I would rather just avoid that with because and another thing with that is back in the day, I had everyone that I talked to's phone number memorized. Now, the only numbers I have memorized are the ones that I previously had memorized.
Right.
I haven't memorized a new number in so long
Yeah.
because it's all stored in my phone.
If I lose my phone, I have no way to contact anybody, and that sucks.
Yeah, I've always thought about that if I was in an emergency situation, like say I was like in an accident or something like that, my phone was just, couldn't find it.
Mhm.
And then it's to roll up and they have their phone and they're like, well, do you need to call someone? I'd be like,
I
yeah.
do, but I can't.
Because I always thought I couldn't memorize my mom's cell phone number when I was still living up in Ohio. She would have been the closest person. So I would literally have to call my grandmother down here in Florida to get her to give me my mom's cell phone number so I could call my mom that was up there.
That's funny.
That's crazy. Greg, what do you think on the have we become too dependent on technology subject?
I'm gonna give my opinion on it. My personal opinion that I honestly think that as a whole, society has trying to think how to put this. Basically, I'm torn down the middle about it. Yes, there are plenty of people out there who spend all their time
Jerking off to Sailor Moon?
with their face buried in their iPhone or whatever. On the other hand, though, I also really have to question, is it really that much different from how it was in the past? Because, I mean, before cell phones, I mean, it's not like you'd get on a subway or a bus and suddenly everybody would begin talking to you. There would always be people who'd be preoccupied with, like, newspapers or a book or something like that. It's what people preoccupy themselves with. Another thing is that and for people like me, technology has really helped people like me who aren't very outgoing and who are very shy and reserved and don't really like being around large groups of people because of how awkward we are, to like help us meet, interact with people we otherwise never would have in like real life. Really not so much about that technology itself is bad. We need to learn how to teach people self-control in that.
There you
Like
go.
it's
My personal thing is I gotta kind of is like I'm really on the fence about it. It drives me nuts in certain situations. Like I have a couple friends that are guilty of this, but one that one that just drove me absolutely fucking insane. This friend, he would be talking to me, just looking me dead in the face, talking to me. He would ask me a question. Let's just throw something simple out there. He's like, Mike, what's 2 plus 2? And I'd be like, well, I mean, man, that's a pretty simple. And then his intention's completely gone because he pulls his phone out, looks at it, sees, oh shit, I got a notification. He'll be reading that, and by the time I give him the answer, of course, it's more complicated than 2 plus 2. But like, say it's something drawn out, and I have to give him this answer. I give him the answer, and I'm done. And something else happens, moves on, and then he's like, well, are you gonna answer me or what?
Mhm.
I'm like, dude, I just fucking answered you. It took 10 minutes to explain it, and he helped me out to explain it to you better, and so did he. If like somebody's talking to me, somebody asks me something or whatever, and I get a notification, I normally impulsively I do pull my phone out and I'll look at it, or I'll pull my phone out and I hold it and I wait until that person says whatever, and then like say I get a text message and then I get another one and then I get another one. I'm like, give me 1 second, because maybe whatever it was slightly important, because some people for some reason nowadays will blow your phone up text message wise instead of not instead of making a phone call when it's something important. What do you think that like the proper age for a kid to have a cell phone is?
That's hard to say. It depends on the kid, the maturity of the kid.
Mhm.
And right now, my kid, no.
Well,
No way.
what about a phone that's just like old school flip phone, to where like say she only has a couple numbers in it, like say she can call you if she needs something, or she can call her grandma or whatever, just something simple like that. Like,
Yeah, she did at one point have a track phone that was just one of those pay-as-you-go kind of things,
mm-hmm.
but she left it outside in the rain.
Mm.
So that was the end of that. Like I said, it depends on the maturity of the kid and
I'd agree. Some kids who are like way more mature than other kids for their age group, so I would
My
agree.
niece is not mature at all, but she has a phone. I don't know why. Like, I don't have her on Facebook or Instagram. It's because every fucking 5 seconds there's a selfie.
Well, that's the
And
parents' fault.
her damn name is selfies. 14 years old. All she fucking does.
I'm gonna have to cut out the shout out there. I don't want people being like 14-year-old doing selfies. Yes, yes.
Anyways.
I mean, we miss Nick not being on the show. We've been following it for a couple episodes, and this is the information that we were looking for. I don't want Nick's audience going and following your niece. Okay.
You guys,
Oh,
She-
that was
she-
fun.
She would be okay with all the followers, but I'm not okay with the people that would be coming in to follow your niece.
I didn't think about it. I was just livid. But
Getting
anyways,
proud.
no, she posts selfies every 5 seconds.
Raven, I would like to thank you for being on. We are definitely going to have you on again for a full show.
Sweet. Thanks for having me.
Real quick before we move on, you need to go check out Raven's paintings. I have one myself. It has been featured in videos of mine before, and if you're watching this on YouTube, it is on the screen right now. Go to her site at www.etsy.com/shop/barenaked which is BEHRNAKEDSOUL. If you're listening on YouTube, there will be a link in the description. There is some great artwork on there, and why not spice up your life a little bit and buy some. Our third and final guest for this episode is Tom. What's going on, Tom?
What's up, buddy?
And our last topic, what is the next big step in gaming? Where does gaming go from here?
I think the next big step in gaming is virtual reality, baby.
I agree completely.
I mean, that's when I was little, that was like the one thing I always wanted to eventually see happen in my lifetime was virtual reality video gaming. We seem to be slowly getting to that. When we get there, I will be so friggin' happy.
I will never leave my room because everything will be in there that I need. My porn.
It doesn't
my
matter
video games.
how old he is.
That's right.
Virtual
gonna be like-
reality porn games, bro.
Yeah. He's gonna be game crazy and jerk off crazy. Like it's gonna be nuts. Literally.
Well, they kind of already come to that. There's a guy who has developed like a virtual reality type system.
Yeah, is that what you were showing us earlier, Dale? What was it you were showing us before we started the show?
The Oculus Rift.
Yes.
It's a thing you put over your face. It's big and goofy looking, but it moves whenever you move, like your head. Like it doesn't because there's characters in the game that walk, whatever game you're playing. You control those with your mouse movements, but eventually that will come too. But as far as like the actual character like moving its head or moving in the direction you want to go, that's when you actually move your head and whatnot, and you look all the way around, and it shows all the way around and whatnot. So it's like you're like running from something, but you can like fucking turn around and look, like it's real.
I'm just saying, if I was around somebody wearing one of these in person, I'd have to like fuck with them. They'd be like, "Oh my god, like something's chasing me," and then I just smack them like right in the back of the head, Because you'd have to do it at least once or twice.
Oh yeah, man. Just like gut check them, be like, it was the game.
Dude, that shit is so real, man. Like, did you just feel that? Like, I think somebody just punched you in the game, bro.
I like that.
Go check and be like, what happened? And be like, I don't know, man. It's his game.
What do you think the next big step is, Tom?
Like Greg was saying, the virtual reality scenario, they have been working on it. There is another system too that's been kind of in development. You stand like on this treadmill type thing. You have a helmet over your head and they got like little pads all over your body or whatever. You can run, turn, and do all the basic movements of an actual person through this video game because it's all censored all over your body or whatever. It was like coming along in development, but I guess the guy like got killed. So I don't know. Yeah, dude. I don't know what.
He was testing the game and somebody was like, "Tell me if this gunshot feels real."
I don't know, man. I don't exactly the like deep detail. The guy's like dead now, so the project is kind of like on a halt.
Makes me think of that movie Gamer. Have you ever seen that movie, Tom?
That movie was amazing.
I thought that was crazy, and I think eventually games may get to that point. I'm not saying like to where they actually kill something like that.
We should do that with.
You talking about
like,
almost like a laser tag type style?
Fuck them. Let's put them all in a fucking island and make them kill each other.
Some Hunger Games shit right there. But yeah, you control the person. Would you consider Tron, the movie Tron?
Yeah.
Like, would you consider that to be virtual reality?
Yeah, sure.
I guess, yeah.
Because granted, I mean, like what everybody's saying, you know, you put on this helmet, you're doing this, blah blah blah. In Tron, you're like actually in the game. That would, to me, would be like the next step right there, is actually be in the game. Well, you know what?
The
I would
step
say
be-
the next
That's
step.
just saying, like, the Matrix would be a real game.
Yeah, that'd be fucking sweet as hell. Because I would love to dodge bullets like that. But I would say actually the step after the whole like Oculus Rift thing. But I can see it happening.
Yeah, I was gonna say there has to be a step between a couple steps between where we are now and like straight Tron where you're in the game. You know what I mean? You can't just go from like the Xbox One sucking ass to Tron. At what point does it stop being a video game and it just starts being real? Is Tron no longer a game? Like a video game?
I think it'll start out as one, would find it like that, but then later on you would come to notice that actually probably fighting for your life.
I think as soon as like you actually start getting these and stuff, that's when it becomes real.
I like that point. Yeah, I agree with that.
As soon as you like start feeling pain, and well, let's say you're playing Call of Duty in virtual reality, someone shoots you, and all of a sudden you're looking down at yourself after you're done playing, and you're fucking bleeding or whatever. Yeah, that's real life, man. You're no longer playing a game. You're in reality.
I've always thrown the idea out of like playing a first person shooter, but when you played it you basically wore like Dale was saying, like the ball detection suit thing, but instead of that you wore like basically a suit, and wherever you got shot in the game you would get shocked.
Yeah.
You know, like them trick pens to where you would like push the pen like to click it or whatever, and you'd get shocked by it.
That could get dangerous, man. That could get dangerous for like a noob. And get shot the hell up in seconds. They might die.
I mean, they could go into shock, like
Right.
legitimately shocked. Like some people like may not see it or just have that reaction to electrical. It depends on the voltage, obviously, but
Right. I mean, you make enough, and then you got to put a huge ass warning on it to where your ass can't get sued. You know, and they're like, don't stand in a bucket of water when you're doing this.
sign this waiver.
Yeah, sign this waiver. But like at that point, I thought it would be kind of cool. You don't want to like get shocked, but yet you want to cause other people to get shocked. You know what I mean? So like, is at that point, say the shock suit thing does exist, is that now real, or is it still a game?
I would probably find it real. That's for damn sure.
I would say, yeah, I'd say both.
I think it would be like the most thrilling video game ever.
It'd be one to experience though. Like I would have to experience it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think anybody would have to experience it. I mean, you know, if they're new technology, everybody's gonna want to try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like when toilets were invented, everybody wanted to piss in them, you know?
I was trying to hold it in. I couldn't.
It's good.
I'm like, is he pissing? I'm like, that's awesome.
It's like
Well, we got Ryan taking a shit, but I mean, like,
Oh, man.
and he's like still talking. He's like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna get my point across. But I take this piss right here.
Tom, I would like to thank you for coming on. Need to have you on again when everyone else is on here for a full show. We're definitely going to have to work something out to get you back on.
Sounds good, man.
And that does it for another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I would like to thank all three of our guests for being on the show. They were all fantastic. I have been your host. My name is Michael Mayhew, and I have been here with my co-hosts,
Greg
And Dale.
Make sure to check us out on iTunes, to us on PayPal. Please, will you find some niceness in your heart and in your wallet? And make sure, before you take that picture of your dinner tonight, check out Poking the Fungus Photography. And folks, you've enjoyed this show, and later, fellas.